You want to get hardcore?
Greetings and salutations. It's your man CD, the fallen angel Christopher Daniels.
Yo, what's up? This is the Phil Am Flash, TJP.
Hello, this is former 5-time WWE Women's Champion Melina.
Hello, it's the Killer Bay. The base there is, the base there was, the base there ever will be, the goddess of girl power, yours truly, Heather Monroe.
You want to get extreme?
Currently at home in Southern California, enjoying Southern California things. And one of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy.
And from one homegrown LA person to another.
That's right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I am talking directly to you. You are so welcome.
One of the things out in Southern California that you can enjoy is the Circle of Debate podcast.
This shout out is for the Circle of Debate podcast.
I wanted to let you guys know to watch the Circle of Debate podcast. I mean, they are based out of Los Angeles. These are my people.
I want to take a second to give a shout out to the Circle of Debate podcast because obviously one of the best podcasts around. And you know why? Because they have an eye for talent. They are a fan of moi.
Do both with this podcast. Circle of Debate, baby.
They're out here in Southern California giving you guys quality entertainment to listen to. So give them a listen. Tell them Christopher Daniels sent you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you so much for being a fan. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Heather Monroe. So what other credentials do you need for that? Anyways, just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. Love you.
And I want to wish you guys the best. And I know you're going to do great, and I'm proud of you. Mwah! Sending you guys all the love in the world. And watch Circle of Debate podcast.
You want to be hardcore, you want to be extreme, tune the fuck in.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Circle Debate Podcast. This is the host, the devious one, Ivan C., here alongside with my brother from another mother. That is the Mad Hatter of all Hatters, Mr. MGC, Matthew Steamboat. And today, ladies and gentlemen, this evening, we have a special honorary guest today. So he's not just super, he is super. So let's go. That's right.
Let's go.
That is Mr. Supa Nitro in the house. Good evening, sir. How are you today?
I am great, fellas. Thank y'all for having me. And yes, it's time to bring the energy. Let's go. Thank y'all again for having me. I'm doing well.
That is right. I love it. I love it. Now, obviously, I'll be the first one to start off asking questions. So, Mr. Supa Nitro. So, how the journey it all began for Mr. Nitro? How did it all start with professional wrestling?
I was, as always, right? We were young, but I was an older young kid. So I was like a late bloomer. I started watching wrestling, paying attention to it more when I was 13. Now, what's funny is, excuse me, the first thing that I caught on television before I started watching wrestling was the time where, and I always forget to mention this, but I'm mentioning it now, when Chyna basically got her face blown off by Kane with the fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the only time I seen that, and I was just so like, oh, what is this? But I never paid attention to it again until literally the following year, when basically Stone Cold came back and was helping The Rock at Backlash to fight Triple H for the championship. So that's when I basically became a fan of wrestling. But of course, also my cousin introduced me to the SmackDown 1 video game. Yes, SmackDown 1.
Wow, I haven't played one in a long time.
The first one. So at first I fell in love with the game concept because this is the video game. But then when I watched the show, I fell in love with it even more. I was like, oh, this is okay. This is awesome. So that's when I started becoming a fan of like wrestling, WWE, well, WWFE at the time. Yeah. Then as years progressed, you learn more. And of course, I branched out and figure out that there's more brands than just WWE.
Awesome. That is awesome. So when that occurred, so what training academy did you go to? Where did you actually go and knock on the door and say, hey, look, I want to be a professional wrestler? So what academy did you go to at that time when you had that already, that goal already set?
Again, fast forward into my adulthood, I basically started training literally like professionally late. So I trained with Damian Slugger at the Doghouse.
Okay.
I trained with him. I trained with then after that, I started training with Grim Reaper, and then Bronco International, and now I train with Jake Gomez and Brad Lee, Brother Greatness, and MV.
Awesome. And what's the name of the academy, by the way?
T2T Academy. Sorry about that. T2T Academy.
T2T Academy. Okay.
What style would you say like that academy specializes in? Because it's a little bit of a 3-part question or 2-part. Because, you know, I mean, you've got, you know, the grappling, like catch as catch can, strong style, lucha libre, you know, the list goes on.
It's a mix of everything because everyone is like, this is just a starting up training academy. So it's basically a bunch of, everyone is new. I'm one of those that's kind of like more seasoned a little bit. I'm just, you know, you basically can never not learn anything, even if it's going back to the basics. You know, you'd be amazed what you like, oh, I forgot that, or I didn't catch that, or something again to a refresher. So it's a bit of everything, honestly. It's like, you know, we're going with baby steps. So, but everything is being taught.
Okay.
It's a little bit of everything. Like even like the first 2 or 3 steps of nearly every style probably have something in common. I mean, I'm pretty sure like there's like variations of locking up or like little nuances in there that like us like non-wrestlers don't even know about. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, you'd be amazed. Is like, and that's one thing too about like with Jake Gomez and Brother Greatness Bradley is like they show you, they break it down. And they make you understand why it means what it means, and when is the time to do it, when is the time not to do it. So yes, you know, that's one thing great. Like they break it down where other facilities like that I've been to don't really break it down. They teach you, but not like, you know, they teach you ABCs. They teach you A1, A2, A3 to B, B1, B2. So, you know, the little creps, like you said, the creps and details like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This doesn't make sense, you know.
Yeah. It's going like music pretty much. Only like you're learning the notes and like, okay, this is where you, okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay, I see. So, you know, during that time, you know, training there at 2T2 Academy, out of your class, do you know anybody specific right now that is still currently still in professional wrestling, or that has already been like already in the high marks? I'm not saying no pun intended towards you, but meaning as in like they're already on television, or someone that anyone in high class you know of?
Well, we've gotten a few visitors, you know, a few people to speak. Right now, the wrestler MV, he's on, of course, Instagram. If you follow him, he's like in the indies. He's in the indies right now. Of course, he works as much as he can. I have a match coming up like in 2-3 days. The weekend. I'm sorry, I have Friday and Sunday. But overall, like we just get special guests who are currently in AEW right now, like AEW Dark. So we get a few right now. I'm sorry, like the name is not rolling in my head, but when I get to it, if I remember, I will let y'all know.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
So I noticed that so at this time you were on your own to go ahead and actually be training. What about your brother though? What about your JT Reddick? So how did he tag along into learning professional wrestling, and then you guys form as a tag team? So before anything, actually, let me go back. So were you did you start as a singles competitor before you started, you know, forming a tag team for Brooklyn Dynasty with JT Reddick?
Yes, I mean, of course, our amateur careers, we was like trying to figure out like our individuality, because of course, you know, growing up as brothers and me being the oldest, and you know, him having to basically step or walk behind me, like fit into my shoes. So it's like, even me myself, I was like, you know what, we'll split, and basically we not split, but we will be our own entity before we unite, because, you know, let's figure out who we are as individuals before we become partners, or before we, you know, we do the typical like, oh yeah, you know, brothers unite. So we started off as being singles competitors, and then eventually as time progressed, as we started training more and getting more better in the ring, then we was like, all right, we'll basically become tag teams. You know, we'll work together as tag teams and try to take the world by storm. But sad note, right now, speaking of my brother, he at the moment is currently like retiring from wrestling.
Oh.
So Yeah, so Brooklyn Dynasty is still here, as you can see in the shirt.
In the heart, that's right.
But like for now, he's putting it up because he just have other careers another career to attend to. So he got to take care of other things.
Understanding, very understanding.
I gotta say, with the name Supa Nitro, it's a Super Nitro with a nice flow, with a nice glow from my head down to my nice toes. I gotta tell you, you're the wrestling maestro. You're the pro.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a gimmick on here where I'm kind of known for rhyming. So
hey, that's nice. I like the flow. You just did that off the head, and not a lot of people could do that. Not even myself. I could have done that. I'm like, yeah. So yes.
From the head down to my nice toes, you're the maestro. But
Nitro.
So did we like just the? But yeah, with the name Supa Nitro, like you coming up with it, coming across it. Because you said something about like just being one name compared to like two. So
yeah. So basically, like me being comfortable in my own shell. I mean, me being comfortable in my shell. I'm just like one name person. So when you hear other names, you hear the character behind it. Just giving an examples, like the Cerebral Assassin, the Rattlesnake, the Brahma Bull, the Dead Man, the Big Red Machine. Freaking the Architect, the Ayatollah of Rock and Roller. This list goes on. So this is me basically speaking ahead now, but let's go back. So anyways, with Nitro, that's what it was. I'm like, I just want one name. I don't like that whole double, triple name type thing. I just want one name. So as I progressed in training and as I started training and becoming more professional, my trainer was like, okay, what name do you have? And I gave him the other professional quote unquote name that I came up with, which sounds so bad and so generic. So he was like, you know what was your name? I was like, Nitro. He's like, okay, how about we go Supa Nitro? I'm like, Supa Nitro? He's like, yeah. So I was like really thinking, I'm like, man, am I going to get hackled for this? The name already alone, Nitro. Of course I'm quite, when you first hear the name, you immediately like, who? Supa Nitro? You're already going to take it as a joke, especially again, Nitro. So as time progressed, and again, what I'm doing is building a character with the name. So when you hear the name, yes, Supa Nitro, this is the guy, versus like, oh, it's the guy with the WCW name, Nitro. It's the guy with the WCW name. But now I'm building such a like legacy with this name that when you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, Supa Nitro, yes, he's good, come, you got to see him, or I'm building a reputation with this, so I'm happy about that. I know eventually, like, if go to the WWE, I only say I'm not doubting myself, but it's just so much and so many more opportunities. But if I get the opportunity to go to WWE, you already know that name is going out the window. I might just keep Supa. But Nitro's already gonna get out of here. What's your name?
Everywhere
Nitro?
else you're good though. Every other promotion on the planet Earth except for WWE, which is pretty telling of them. So
yeah, like I can imagine. I'm like, yeah, I'm Supa Nitro. Who, bro? I have a better shot at TNA. Like Supa Nitro, like what?
It's very catchy. It's easy to remember. I love it. I love it.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. But yeah, like I want to go ahead and follow up with Matt's also question. So now with the name coming up, so now what about the character itself? Like, how did you develop that character? And before you even got into the ring for the first time, like, how did you develop it before?
See, that's the thing with me. Okay, now back then, I didn't know how to do that.
Right.
So it was just be like, yes, that's exactly another reason why I was Nitro for so long, because again, no character development. Yes, I built a face, I built a structure, but I didn't add the right, it's like not adding the right ingredients, like, yes, right. You can cook, but you're not seasoning it well. You understand? You're not cleaning it well. Or if you do clean it well, what else are you going to add to it? What are you going to make? Okay, I'm making chicken. What kind? There are different kinds of chicken. I'm just making chicken.
Endless.
What, like, what are you doing? So again, it goes back to what my character's like, who is Supa Nitro? Who is Nitro? And for years, I tell you not, for years, I couldn't tell you that because it's like, oh, I'm a wrestler. What kind of wrestler? A fighter. What kind of fighter? You know, you understand? So right now, I am the Warrior Supa Nitro. The Warrior Supa Nitro, who is a man that's looking for competition, and competition to elevate his abilities to become the next best fighter, next best warrior, the next best thing. I hate to take that cliche. I apologize, but you get the drift.
I love it.
There's always going to be a next best thing. There's always, no matter what time in it, like 100 years from now, you know.
Oh, that's definitely, definitely, 100%.
But see, like that, I couldn't tell you that before. I couldn't even tell you that 3 years ago. I would have just told you I'm Supa Nitro. Well, what is Supa Nitro? Who is Supa Nitro? Well, I don't know. I'm a wrestler. Yes, we know that. What kind of wrestler? A wrestler who's going to win. There's a lot of them who's going to win. What are you bringing to the table that's different than the next man or woman or person? So, you know, that it took me a long time to develop that. And it's, especially training now, I'm continuously elevating with that every time. And I'm just, you know, and it's those little things that make me come out of my shell and bubble more. And that's why I'm happy, like, oh man, you know, the little things you don't realize. Like, I was always comfortable in my own box, and that's another reason why I feel like I didn't elevate in life in general as much as I could have, because I was just always like, I'm comfortable here, I don't want to go nowhere. Wrestling has honestly has saved my life, because is they say, like my trainer say, what you're doing in wrestling, you can put it towards life. And me elevating myself, elevating Supa Nitro is me elevating myself personally. And it's like, you know what? I had to get out of my shell. I had to be a different person. Like, I had to really show I'm more than just a guy, more than just a wrestler. Personality, you know, who is myself, who is Supa Nitro, you know, it corresponds with each other. And not even just, you know, wrestling is everything you do. You have to elevate with everything. You have to. If you don't, you're going to just be stagnant and staying in one. I would have just been Nitro. And you wouldn't even have this conversation with me. You would have been like, oh yeah, that's this guy. That's this kid.
I mean, I absolutely agree on that part when it comes to while you're developing your character. Obviously, you're developing within yourself, you know, emotionally, because a lot of people, like, I always include myself, you know, like the self-esteem that we have, you know, this was me back then, you know. But like I'm talking in general, of course, self-esteem is what you want to build. As well, you're building your character in professional wrestling. You're also developing your self-esteem, making yourself more self-confident of yourself. And instead of, you know, demeaning yourself, I praise you for that, and I praise you, you know, for them to actually give you that advice, and it does work definitely 100%. I agree with that. Now, my other question I wanted to ask: so, how was your first match? Do you recall the first match you had? Who did you face? And how did, you know, were you nervous the first time when you performed in front of a crowd, or how was the experience for the first time, you know, debuting for your first match?
My first match was very nerve-wracking because, like, of course, like before that, we was just wrestling around friends. So, you know, that's friends, you know, obviously friends gonna be like, yeah, you know, you good when you suck. Anyways. So, my first professional match, I forget what promotion it was. This was 13 years ago, 14 years ago, and it was against my brother. So we both debuted against each other, and I forget what promotion it was, and it was nerve-wracking because it was like, oh man, we're around people who don't know us, because again, we were so used to wrestling around friends and, you know, like known colleagues. It's like that was nothing, where now it's like, no, you got to impress these people now. You have to impress new strangers. So that was nerve-wracking, you know, it was, but I can honestly say I wasn't humbled at the time. So even though I was nervous, but I already was full of myself at the time. Like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I can wrestle. And someone then, like my friends, my brother, they had to humble me. They was like, bro, like, you have to understand, you know, this is not your world. You know what I'm saying? There's other people who are going to be better than you, and there's people who's going to give you advice and critique what you're doing. You have to listen. I wasn't listening. This one guy is one veteran. He was like basically giving me his advice and things to do and not to do, and I was kind of shrugging him off. And I'm glad at the time that I wasn't heavily pursuing it. because if I was at that time, I basically would have been blackballed myself. Like nobody would have wanted to deal with me at the time. You know, things change, but reputation kind of lasts a long time.
Yes, it does.
You know, no, like even though some companies on the ground, but something still go, not that guy, or not that person. Don't talk to them. So it humbled me, and like now, like where I of course I listen, even if the advice don't sound right, but still listen, because you never know, you can learn something. You could get something from there. But you know, I'm a different person than I was before. You know, a long time ago. So.
Right. I love it. I love it. And great. Wow. First match against your brother. Oh, man.
Yes. Yes. First professional match.
So one of the things I saw was on your Instagram, like, you know, I saw the little thing you had going on with Scott Steiner. And what was that like going on? Because we're talking about personalities. Scott Steiner has so much personality, he fills up like 5 rooms with it, you know. He could fill up 3 planets with that. So, I mean, what was it like working with him, you know, or like, was there like any like non-kayfabe moments in the back you had with him or anything like that?
I just, my thing was just always give them their space. That's one thing you learn. You know, of course, you're a fan. You're a fan first, and then you're going to be a, you know, professional wrestler later because you grew up watching these guys. So I never would have, like, in my basically, like, long time living, as long as I've been living in this planet, I never would have thought that I would have met some of the wrestlers that I've met currently, you know, like from the time I started to now. So when I met Scott Steiner, of course, you heard the stories, we watched videos, you know, so I was like, I don't want to get on this guy's bad side, so I'm going to just stay far. But I did introduce myself. You know, that's one thing, of course, good etiquette. You know, just, hello, how you doing? You can't go wrong with that. So, hey, how you doing? You know, he's like, hey, how's it going? Small combo. It wasn't big, but he was told that he was going to be in our match. Like, after our match, he was going to clear house. He was going to clean house. So I was like, all right, cool. I expected this man to take my head off, but he's a gentle. He's gentle. He's aggressive. He's gentle. So it was like, all right, cool. You know, it was really like, I guess to say I seen a good side of him compared to probably what other people have dealt with, you know. But my experience with Scott Steiner was really a great one because I was like, okay, great. You know, he was a great guy.
I'd say like somebody like him with what he's experienced in his background, like you working and doing tag team wrestling, he's probably like one of the best instructors for tag team wrestling, what with the Steiner brothers and wrestling in North Korea and Japan and, you know, all over the planet Earth. And, you know, and they're highly like, did he hold any kind of seminar after, or did he get to talk to any of the talent, give advice or anything like that? Or was it just kind of a short in and out with him?
It was a short in and out because it was like already a show. If it was a seminar, I missed that one. I wasn't recalled, but it was a USA Pro Wrestling. So it was a promotion show. So it wasn't like a seminar show. It was already a promotional show. So he was already on a card. He already had someone he was going to face. So it was like, all right, that day, it was booked for that day. No more, no less. It was like, all right, show today. This, you know, he was there. The Rock and Roll Express were there. Like it was a few other guys there. So it was a show.
And do you have a, like, when talking about tag team wrestling, do you have a certain preference towards singles or tag team, 6-man, you know, like, is there a style that you prefer in particular, or, you know?
I love, of course, being a singles competitor, but I love tag team because it is a different structure and you learn like that, you know, you got to work together. It's not a individual match. And then that's the thing too, some tag team matches, you see that every wrestler's for themselves. They're not really united, even, you know, good or babyface or heel, you know, and then you see the tag teams where they are one, you know, they're united, they do moves together, like they show you that this is a tag team match. So, but anyways, I love them both because, you know, it helps me better my skills in both natures of the spectrum.
Speaking of seminars, so by far, how many seminars have you attended? You know, before this whole global pandemic situation occurred, but prior to that, like, how many seminars did you attended? By any opportunity, did you attend it? Also, by the way, a follow up with that, with the did Evolve had a seminar? Because I saw that as well. I mean, that's what I'm curious.
Yes, I've attended 2 to 3, maybe 4 seminars. One was, of course, with Ted DiBiase Senior at House of Glory like 2 years ago. Well, 3, because we're technically now in 2021. And then Evolve had a seminar back in 2019, because last year was just nothing was happening.
You're right. Yeah.
You know, you forget last year was nothing. So, but Evolve had a seminar and it was pretty good. Of course, you know, most of, like, you see, so I met a lot of the other WWE or NXT superstars, WWE, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Tumbe, big man, that man.
Yeah,
Woo!
I got you.
Like, you know, there's some guys where you know, they look bigger on TV than in person. That man, no, he the way he looks, that's the way he looks.
Oh no, I don't want to be. I would not be in the ring with him.
Yeah, I was like, God, I was like, hello. He was like, hello. Oh man. So, I'm sorry. But for the seminar, yes, just 3, and then Evolve had one. I don't know if they had another one after. I mean, of course, I'm quite sure not. But because then WWE bought them out.
Yeah.
So
unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate. So did you actually took one of, you know, any knowledge from those seminars and then applied it towards you and develop more, you know, with the psychology of wrestling? And I mean, by me watching I've seen your matches, and I can tell you this right now, and I can tell you I can compare you to. And I know it shouldn't be a comparison because you're within yourself, you know, and this is for me as a fan. You move fast, man. You're very quick in the ring. You're very agile, very athletic, very agile, very quick. You're the mixture of RVD and Low Key put together with those damn kicks.
Thank you, because that's who I mimic my style off of is RVD.
Yes.
Thank you, RVD. It's not like, you know, the quick bio on that. So of course, when I first started watching wrestling, and my thing was I'm a martial artist. I used to take Taekwondo as a kid.
Right.
So I was like, all right, you know, I want to wrestle, but I want to incorporate my little kicks in there. So when I, you know, horse around and messed around and stuff like that, I would just, you know, throw my stuff, throw my kicks here and there. And of course we had Ken Shamrock, but he was more UFC. So he was more of pouncing your face, and with his fist, whatever he can get you with, he was going to get you. He didn't really mainly kick too much. It was more like, I'm going to punch you in your face and body slam you, and elbows, knees, you know, he was UFC.
Yeah.
So when I saw RVD, and I saw that RVD was literally throwing the kicks, and later on, I found out about Tuco Scorpio, but you know, that's another situation. But when I seen RVD, because obviously he was more put on television, I was like, that's who I want to be like. That's my guy. Like, that's the person I can, like, imitate my style off of. And then I started doing my kicks off of because of watching RVD. So, like you said, like, yeah, you know, I like that I'm compared to them, because that means I'm doing something good. You know, like, I'm doing something great. If you can say, this guy remind me of him, you know, versus you're not entertained, or you don't even like what I'm doing. You understand? Mm-hmm. Like, I'd rather you say, yeah, hey, you remind me of that guy, versus, he's okay. Or, I mean, yeah, he's there. You know, he's there. He's a wrestler. Yeah, he's a wrestler. You know, even like I'm just honored. Thank you. Thank you.
No, definitely. You do remind me of that. That's why I also with Low Key, you know, like Low Key Caval, he had those thrust kicks just like how you have them, and that spinning heel kick you do like RVD style. That's what, like, it's a mixture of both worlds. And then I'm like, shit, I do not want to be kicked by you. No, I don't want to get kicked by you. Yo, I'll be TK'd, I'll be knocked out. Oh, man. I also wanted to ask as well, in regards for your character, of what I've seen by far, and this is my opinion, correct me if I am, am I wrong? But I feel like the character that you have, and I love the fact that you have the fan base right behind you. They love it. They cheer for your name. But your character, for me, it reminds me of the cartoon character Dragon Ball Z, baby. I have to go with kind of like Goku type of style almost, because you know, you're just you know, the face that, you know, just wants to be, you know, just the warrior, you know, that you will take any challenge, you know. So you have that little mixture with you. the little Ryu with you is from Street Fighter. So yeah, you have to, man, bro. You have those mixtures, bro. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah, Ivan, that actually brings me directly to my question. Is there any ideas? There's actually any ideas that you've brought directly from Dragon Ball Z into your professional wrestling persona, or just ideas, spots in the ring, or anything like that? Like, because I've seen the like a Kamehameha, Hadouken type thing that Kenny Omega has done. So has there been anything like that you've brought in from Dragon Ball Z into like ring work or personality or promos?
More so like for the anime, more personality, because I'm like my moves, because of like my martial arts background. I'm like I watch a lot of martial arts movies, of course. Jean-Claude Van Damme and RVD. Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually my first actual martial artist as a kid that I've watched. His movie that stood out to me to this day and what made me want to be a martial artist was Kickboxer.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love that movie, man?
And that dance scene, that's like
yes,
me.
Exactly.
That dance scene is me whenever I go to KCON. That's like me with like the girls and everything. I'm like, that's like, I just don't care. I'm just dancing just like Jean-Claude.
Yes. So, like,
do you dance like that too?
Well, actually, you know what? Yes, because my sister, she made fun of me. She like she posted like something. She posted that clip on Facebook. It was like, doesn't he dance like this to the siblings? So I was like, yeah. Yes. So I was like, that's my signature. I should use that too.
Yeah, just after you hit your finisher, just do that for a little bit. The crowd will pop just for that. If you could do the splits right after.
Is when he does that double bounce.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Feeling so good today.
Oh my God.
Ain't nobody.
That's right.
Oh man.
I mean, like when he does the splits, he shakes his ass just a little bit, like.
Oh man, you
right,
gotta get me drunk.
Split, shake.
A little shake. It's a little shake.
Oh man,
it's the same two-step with a little twist.
Oh man, you gotta catch me when I'm on the drunk side. You gotta give me like a couple cocktails for me to get a little bit loosened up, because I can't do it when I'm sober. I'm sorry.
Oh man, no, I think everybody gets like that. Like once you get a little something in your system, everybody's loosey goosey, or everything. Every ligament is just so loose. Everything is just all right. Unlock the limbs, and everybody just in sync. Just can move everything.
Oh, that's very true, man. That's very true. Oh man. Well, yeah, I mean, Matt's right. I mean, so you do implement a lot of like from martial arts. I mean, which I've seen you have, but like, what about like also like the persona, like Goku's persona or like Ryu's persona? Like, do you also enter that into your character in pro wrestling as well? Like how you mentioned.
Yes. It's funny now that you say it, because I implement Goku's like ability to basically be the best that he can be, because of course growing up I was bullied, so that was the reason why I'm like, you know what, man, I want to like just basically learn how to defend myself, and just be able to wear off the enemies. The cliche anime superhero saying like I'm gonna wear off the enemies with my abilities. So it's like that's what I grew up, because like I've always wanted to be that fighter. And when I learned when I learned the art of the martial arts, like Taekwondo example, I was just like, yes, I just was like, had that Goku moment, like, yes, I'm going to be the best fighter I can be, the best warrior. Street Fighter, I don't know if you ever watched Street Fighter V. It was a mini series. Yeah, so the intro alone made me like, I want to be a fighter. Mind you, these are anime characters. Like, they're going to make you do more abilities than you as a normal human being can do. But It was that intro alone that made me go, I want to do that spin thrust, wheel spin kick that Ryu does. Like, it was just all of that just made me like, all of those shows, all of those movies was like, I gotta be this warrior. And it was just sequenced that things that happened in the show and movies, like I said, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, that I was like, yes, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that in the fight scene. Especially again, when I used to get bullied, I just was like, that'd be cool to just catch him off guard and drop him like that with the kick,
spinning
boom, and just
back
walk
kick.
off.
Unexpected. I think one thing that I'm kind of curious about in particular, because like you talk about like some of the cool stuff that you'd bring in, there's with all the different styles of wrestling there is, like say a wrestler doesn't like specialize like in that style. Like I know you worked with, you know, I saw on your Instagram King Rayo. And, you know, of course, he's a luchador. And is there any, like, styles of wrestling you prefer to do, or style of match you prefer to do, or maybe a style that you don't do so well? Like, say you're up against, like, a catch-as-catch-can guy, or a strong style guy, a shooter, somebody who's just all straight, you know, World of Sports or grappling, or maybe a guy who's just more, like, hardcore, maybe somebody who's more comedy. Like, is there a style that you prefer to work, and then what do you prefer to watch when you just like watching matches?
Excuse me, I prefer a little bit of everything because I prefer a little bit of everything. I mean, strong style is really dope. I guess that would be like, you know, like the top, but everything else follows behind it. Honestly, my opinion, I'm giving it. The bottom list would be hardcore only because like it gets crazy after a while, you know what I'm saying? And that's where everything goes out the window.
You know, when the light tubes come out.
Yeah, and everybody just gets too crazy and it's like, all right, there's no structure. Yes, it's supposed to be chaotic. So, you know, the irony, like it is chaotic. So, hey, you know, it's supposed to be crazy. You know, what do you expect? Supa is a hardcore match. Like if somebody going to run somebody over with a car, that's what's expected. But excuse me, I prefer everything because it's like that, again, that warrior in me, because I guess like especially watching like Dragon Ball and Street Fighter. Street Fighter is you're fighting every style. There's no rules to it. It's just you're gonna fight a grappler, you're gonna fight a wrestler, you're gonna fight a martial arts, you're gonna fight everyone from the craziest to the to the most, you know, gifted. You're fighting everyone. So that's how I take it. Like anyone I'm going in the ring with, I'm just like, okay, what are you about? We're going to work that out. If you're a grappler, if you're a technician, that's fine. You can grab my legs all you want. The whole idea is I'm going to keep you away from my legs. You're going to try to grab my legs. You're going to try to grab me. I'm going to keep you away from me. Strong style. We can go back and forth because that's my, hey, boom, you want to hit me? Boom, I hit you back. We can go back and forth. You know, submission is even better because they trying to hold you. That's even perfect. I can do the same too. I could grab you too. Like you might be better, but I can still try to grab you and get you off me. It's like there's something different for every style. So
variety, room to create.
Yes. So even hardcore, even though I did say it's chaotic, but that's still what's best about it because then I can be hardcore too. I know I said that is in the bottom because how sometimes chaotic it can be, but it's still a good match structure because hey, I could do whatever I want. So if I could throw the chair at you and just come at it with a speed kick, boom! Like it fits. You know, it's
you can mix your style into all of it.
Yes, my thing is I like to tell a story because it goes back to the shows. You know, to Dragon Ball, to Street Fighter, because you've seen that in those shows. It was like they didn't care what it was. It was like even if he was a big diesel, he was a diesel monster. All right, I'm gonna find out how to get around you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all.
Oh, yeah, man. If you be on a hardcore match, you better do that Van Terminator right there. Woo! You could do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. Definitely going to.
Oh, man. I mean, just seeing all your matches and seeing the territories that you in the independent circuit on the East Coast that you've been on, very popular base. You actually even traveled to Puerto Rico. Am I correct? You traveled around that side of the world?
Yes, I have.
I'm not even going to talk about the stories about the past, about, you know, the Colón. I just, because it's different, obviously, from back then from what it is now presently. So, I mean, how is actually the wrestling scene out in Puerto Rico? How is it? Is it still, you know, is it very different from the States here in the U.S.? Or, I mean, how is it, like, the environment out there when you
It's like, it's basically, you're going to get everything. For what I've experienced, you're going to get everyone. You're going to get the forbidding ones. You're going to get the yarders. Yeah. You're going to get the best, you know, technicians. You're going to get everyone. So it's like, you just got to pick your poison. Pick which one and just see what it is. And because that's what it was like. When I went out there, I wrestled some guys that, you know, were like, oh, no, you know, like, they don't need to be in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the guys, of course, who, it's like the same here. But, you know, at least here, is more structure. Like they're gonna like monitor who they put in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Right. Versus over there's every man for themselves. It's like, listen, you're a wrestler? All right, cool. We'll throw you in the ring. And it's like, hey, you sure? You sure? Like, you going to throw this person in the ring? So that's what's a little bit different out there. It's a little more freedom. So they do more out there. And they really love the hardcore stuff way more out there. So some of the like basically ring style, like how we do here, or, in general, that the traditional.
Yeah.
And it depends, they're more crazy. The brands I've been to, the promotion I've been to, they more like hardcore. They like, yeah, hit them with a chair, hit them with a bulb. So you're like, oh man, they really like this stuff. Oh
man. So again, it looks like they still have that hardcore fan base, hardcore extreme style. Like, oh shit.
Yes.
Oh man. Also did see it on I saw another match. You teamed up with the Patriots. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
And how was that environment with the Patriot? I haven't seen him since he left WWE. I know he did an independent circuit at the time. I thought he retired, and I guess he did not retire. So it looks like how was the chemistry with the Patriot? And very humble, and how was the tag teaming with him?
It was great tag teaming with him. Hey, hold on, thumbs up. We good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, cool. So just making sure. Sorry. So it was great working with him. He's a very, very great guy. A lot of the old legends, veterans, like you got to be careful how you approach them or how you tiptoe around them. I met so many, but him, it was great working with him. It was really great working with Jake. With the Patriot. It was great work. It was great working with him, and it was so much fun. It's just like they say, they like the veterans look for the basics. And they basically want you to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Whether good or bad, you make your judgment call after, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, hey, I feel, but we're going to go with that. Obviously, don't kill yourself. But, in the sense of some match structures don't make sense, again, voice your opinion later. But overall, they look for you to listen to them and to follow them. Like, hey, listen, let me see what you can do. They judge you themselves too. And when he gave after his judgment call with me, he was like, he's good. He liked working with me. He loved it. He was like, yeah, he's a good worker. He's a great worker.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That kudos to the Patriots, for him to keep on going. Like shit. I know he had his moments in WWE during the Attitude Era. Love this match with Bret Hart. He's a really good guy. I mean, he could have been he could have been another big thing, but yeah. Oh well, things happen for a reason, right? Things happen for a reason.
It's just unfortunate.
Yes, it is unfortunate. By far, out of all the matches that you've been having, which one you can say as at this moment? I know there's a lot more to go, definitely. Which one is by far your favorite? And I'm assuming because the chemistry you had with that individual, or if it's not singles competition or tag team. So which one has been by far your number one match that you had that you were like, oh, this was like the awesomest match you ever had, out of all of them? Which one has it been so far?
Me versus my brother. When we had another match back in 2018 at NEW, started promotion. It's been going 2 years strong. 3 years strong. It was great because he hasn't wrestled in a long time at that point. So it was like, bro, you got to train. You got to get that ring dust out. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So we did that. And when we went that night, we had a great match because that was the first match him and I had in like 7-8 years. So that match right there felt very, very good to have because the chemistry him and I have in general is just basically unbreakable. Is basically there's no comparing. So that match, me versus JT.
Wow. I even seen the one that you guys had in the strap match. I'm like, shit.
Yeah, that one was pretty. It was pretty intense.
It was pretty intense. I saw that. I was like, wow.
Was it like four corners or what? Was it? You gotta touch the four corners, or was it like strap with a pinfall?
No, it was four corners. We did the four corners.
The traditional style four corners, definitely.
Yes, the traditional style four corners. I wish we had like a light so we could show. Like, yes, we see what he do. We see him touch it because sometimes that's what's missing. Like, things always come back. So, like, not a lot of fans see strap matches. So for them, that's something new, especially for this generation. They're like, what's
old
that?
is new.
Yeah. So, you know, for them, that's why it's good. Like everyone in the wrestling business and business in general, but we talk about wrestling, plays a part in everything, from the announcers to the referees to the crew. Like everyone plays a part. So if the referee is not there to describe what the match is, people is gonna be like, what are we watching? What is this? What sense does it make? Only like a handful will understand what the match is. They're like, oh, okay. Only a handful will critically think, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Maybe that's what the match is about, you know? But the announcer, plays a big part in the business too, because they announce it. So you know what you're watching. Like the match is, you have to touch all four corners in order to win. So people, when you see them touching the mat, people are not confused as, what is he doing?
That is very true. That's very true, because I mean, Pierre, it gets forgotten, you know, like maybe that fan base don't watch, you know, old school WWF or WWE or, you know, any other televised match. We never know. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I commend you a lot for one thing that you have in character in ring. I'm not talking about the in-ring skills, not yet, but I'll bring it up. But as character basis of your character persona you are, and we have not seen this at all in a very long time, you're definitely like a natural warrior superhero that you could be. You're going to be a great inspiration, another great example to give kids that have been bullied, or kids that, you know, they don't have so low self-esteem. You're that hero for them, and I commend you for that. And I know that you have by far done that, you know, help kids and get them out, you know, out of that misery type of style, and, you know, push their, you know, their hopes up. And I commend you for that. And keep on going, brother. I praise you a lot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the praise. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree very much so.
Yeah, because if a dream goal to WWE, never stop dreaming, because you never know. We would love to see you there, or in AEW, or in NWA, or
hell, I want to see you on the dance floor, man. That's where we gotta be.
Just for you, I'm gonna do the kick. I'm gonna watch the kickboxing video, kickboxer dancing, and I'm gonna do it just for you.
That's gotta be the finisher.
I'm gonna do it just for you. Watch. I'm gonna just be like, feeling so good today.
I'm gonna watch that movie again tonight. So I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it today. Great. I'm definitely.
I haven't seen this. There's a sequel out already with Jean-Claude. You know, he said he wanted GSP in it, but he ain't. But I gotta watch that. I'm catching up on my old sequels and straight-to-video releases during the pandemic.
That's what we could do during this pandemic, is binge watch a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like this.
So, for the future for Supa Nitro, first of all, before that, let me get to this question. My apologies. Your dream match. If you had the opportunity to get your dream match, who would it be? And where would it be? What promotion would you have it?
Here we go. All right. So my dream match would be, man, it's hard to pick. Can I do two?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go for it. Go two.
You give us three if you want.
Yeah, give us three.
All right, perfect. So my dream match number one will be against RVD.
Yes,
that's right.
RVD. Now, and okay.
He's such a great storyteller.
Yes, RVD at a WrestleMania. RVD at WrestleMania, just because like the foundation that the energy that WrestleMania brings. You know, hey, call me a mark, but that's what it is, right? You know, WrestleMania. You know, and then the second one will be The Rock.
All right.
Because even though I watched The Rock, but I watched The Rock when he was The Rock. I didn't watch The Rock as Rocky Maivia.
Okay.
I had to go back to watch him as that. I can't call myself a fan of The Rock if I didn't watch it from the beginning. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm not really a fan of The Rock. I'm a fan of the Brahma Bull, the electrifying people's champ, The Rock, not the Rocky Maivia started from the beginning and build his way to become the man that he is at the time, today, you know. So I can't really go, oh, yeah, you know what? It's not really, like, yes, I like The Rock because of his persona and the charisma he has in the ring. He's really good. But, you know, I'm like, all right, Rock was just automatic because he was the popular guy. So I was drawn to him. I was like, okay, I like him. He's cool. You know, so The Rock and last person, man, Shelton Benjamin.
Ooh, I love that.
There we go.
Shelton
I'd love
Benjamin.
to see that. You and Shelton, that would be great.
Shelton Benjamin. And with Shelton, I would like to do a last man standing with him.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah. I would like to do a last man standing because it's like, I don't know, like his charisma, like it's like beat the hell out of each other to this one person standing. Whereas in RVD, I want to fight RVD and like may the best win. Where Benjamin is the same energy, but it's just, no, who's going to be the last one standing?
There you go. I love it. I love all three of them.
I want all three of those, but I would put them in Wrestle Kingdom, especially Shelton Benjamin in particular. You know, that's where I put it.
Oh my god.
Oh, Wrestle Kingdom. Okay.
There you go.
It's
Wrestle
only
Kingdom.
because like I don't know the other promotions mainstream, so it's like I don't know like. So I mean I know WrestleMania because of course that's what I watch first. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with that. You know, like I'm not gonna pretend to play the funk. Like I watch WrestleMania, so I know WrestleMania. I won't knock any other promotion. I'm not, but it's just I'm gonna go with what at least I know first.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Definitely. Oh yeah, man, definitely. Throughout all, we need at least one funny story. You don't have to mention any names. You don't want to throw them under the bus. You know, throughout the times, you know, before this global situation occurred, obviously, throughout the time when you were traveling, you know, being on the road, was there any funny stories in particularly that ever happened? Or, I mean, like I said, you don't have to mention any of these names, but
oh no, of course. Not crazy. I haven't gotten to those crazy stories yet, honestly. But it was just some small, like, petty miscommunication, basically. Let's just put it that way. Okay. It was like it was a Puerto Rico trip, and petty miscommunication. It was basically, of course, a wrestler. Like, he was supposed to do something. He was supposed to get things together, and it then happened in that way. But it was one of those where both sides, you could see both sides of the fences. Like, okay, he's making sense here. He's making sense here. And because I know the other person, so that's why I was kind of, hey, listen, y'all both messed up. Y'all both figure it out. You know, and then it was so bad that the wrestler who messed up literally booked the flight a day or two early and left us. I was like, oh, damn. Like, it wasn't like to say we needed him, not to sound like that, but it was just, well, damn, you know, I guess he had to go.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, man.
Just dipped through planeways.
Exactly. We all like came together as a group, or at least to say, you know, one by one, but he just was like, I'm out. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's just one of those stories. It's that story that you like, you know what? It's both. You know what I'm saying? It's, listen, y'all both messed up. Y'all both didn't communicate correctly, or something was miscommunicated. Y'all figure that out.
Awesome. You haven't even wrestled here in the West Coast at all, have you? You've never been never, right?
No, never. And I would love to. I would love to wrestle anywhere safe. that's correct.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere safe.
Yeah.
Because I can wrestle anywhere. Am I safe there? That's the question.
That is
once you get vaccinated.
I could be really super nitro. They'll play with me. For real, you know, it's not a gimmick. I really do know how to fight. So
yes. No. I mean, where we live, I mean, here in California, there's plenty of promotions here. Unfortunately, there was a pandemic. It's not really, not right now running. There is certain one running, but they run theirs privately, TV recordings, because they're recording for their YouTube channel and for local stations out from Memphis and out here nationwide. They are, which is their name. The name of the company is Championship Wrestling. So yeah, they're out there, and I can see if I can maybe pull some strings, see what I can do. And they do safety protocols. So yes, everything's safety protocols. So you put your, put your name out there. I definitely put your name out there because you deserve to be around everywhere here, all over the world, to be noticed. And I mean, I know by far you're noticed all over the East Coast, and I wish you could come more far this way so that we could be there live. We could be like, yeah, Supa, let's go. And that's just what we want to be.
Thank you. I mean, well, listen, again, thank you again. If you could pull some strings, man, I will travel. Listen, just with the pandemic and everything like that, man, hey, this will be the first podcast that I will reveal that I had the virus. I caught it, and basically, like, I was able to fight it. I mean, I fought it. The symptoms didn't attack me as heavy as other people have, unfortunately been hit. But, I was able to fight it off. I didn't even know I had it. That's how, just to show you, that's how, like, really mild it was for me, because I didn't know that. I was like, wait, I got it? Because I didn't feel the symptoms. I felt minor. It was very, very minor. Honestly, to God, it was minor, where I was like, oh, okay. I think what stood out the most was the smell. That's really what kind of like, oh, really? Oh, I do have it. I can't smell anything. So that was what got me. Other than that, like, I'm fine. I'm cool. I'm not saying that I don't care about my safety, but the protocol stuff, I'm like, hey, listen, at this point, everyone is in everyone's face. I mean, I'm not saying I don't care about it, but it's just that that's a different topic for another time. But just to brief on it, it's like everyone is in each other's face, man. It's like, listen, just, my opinion on it is, if you really care, I'm not saying you don't, but if you really are concerned, you stay away from people. You can't want to be in someone's face and then go, COVID, bro, sis, person, whoever, stay home. Because if you're going to still you're going to still do contact, you're still going to go travel, you're still risking to get it. So if you really feel that concerned about it, stay home until there is a cure. Stay home. Don't come out, because if you're coming out and you're still like, oh, stay away, especially in big cities, don't do that. That's my opinion. Yeah. That's my opinion on it.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? People are going to feel different, but that's just my opinion. It's just logic. There's some things that you just got to think logically to, have a logical thinking to it. It's not about, what they said. It's what we do. Look at what we do. How you have a plan for one thing, and then the same plan you have for one, you criticize it with the other. Mm-hmm. Again, let's just leave that. I'm sorry. I'm jumping off. Let's go.
No worries. No worries. Yeah, no, we feel the same, man. Don't worry about it. Everything. I feel the same.
I'm hoping to get vaccinated soon. I got my mom already did, so we're slowly getting there. I got 2 pregnant cousins that got vaccinated, and they're 100% right now. So
we have to wait until the outcome. I'm just waiting. I'm just living the day as it's going, because tomorrow is never promised. That's always been my motto. So I live it to the fullest, because you never know. If I don't wake up, I don't wake up. But hey,
that's true.
I want to live my life to the fullest, no matter what. Yes. Gotta live it like if it's my last day. So always.
No, very true. Very, very true. Because you never know. I mean, there's other things that can happen. You can get to a freak accident. God forbid, right now.
Knock on wood. Everybody knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood.
Right there.
So hey, but again, thank you. Like, going back, thank you. If you can, please let me know. I will travel. I'll be more than happy to go out there. Please let me know. I'm
gonna try 2 resources. I'm gonna try one in Florida and try one out here. Or Memphis too. See what I could do. Pull some strings. See who I could speak to, and see if I put you out there, and obviously inform your matches, and then from there, if they get the okay, they'll call you. They'll message you.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'm hoping. You're welcome, but hey, of course, you deserve to be exposed out there. You're an incredible performer. You have like I said, you're like the RBD low-key, Goku, fry you up, naming everything what I mentioned earlier. You have all that mixture. You're the superhero right now in independent promotions. I mean, in pro wrestling. So, I mean, I hope one day we'll be able to see you on television, and I'm hoping you achieve that dream. And I want to thank you enough for contributing, actually, of, your persona to, like what I mentioned earlier, to kids, or to adults, anybody that feels that type of way. That's a great positive message that you're providing to everybody, and continue to do it, and don't stop. As I tell you, don't never stop. You do
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And now, before we finish with this, let the viewers and the audience know where can they find you and where could they, follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram at @thereal_Supa Nitro. And on Facebook, you can find me, of course, just put Supa Nitro. If not, hey, we breaking kayfabe. You can put Gersh Ortiz, you'll find me there.
There you go. I love it. So you mentioned you have upcoming matches. So what upcoming matches do you have coming up this month? And so we can have the audiences know, make sure that they tune in, or if they're east, around that area of where the promotion is located, they can actually purchase a ticket and go see you.
It's Ridgefield, Friday. It's Ridgefield, New Jersey, and Sunday is in Jersey, but I forget what particular part in Jersey. Mm-hmm. And I'm wrestling on Friday, ECPW, Gino Caruso's promotion.
Yes.
And then on Sunday is Ringside Live. That's what they call themselves. I got to get more details on that later, but I will cut a nice promo on these guys, so y'all will see that. Y'all will see the nice little promo I will cut for these upcoming events for Friday and Saturday. And I think I have something in the works for January 30th or 31st. I don't know yet, but hopefully coming soon. To be announced.
All right, there you heard it very much, ladies and gentlemen. And also, hit up Supa Nitro. He got trading cards as well. We also got a couple action figures as well. So make sure you DM him and make sure you get those, even the merchandise as well. So you better.
Fellas, hold on. Speaking of merch, I need your shirt size if you're interested, of course.
Of course.
I need your shirt size, and I will mail it out to y'all. Just let me know.
Oh, awesome! But I love it. Of course, I will send you that when we get off the air. I will send you that DM with our address. And oh yeah, definitely, I'm gonna be sporting it on in the next episode for sure. I'm gonna be wearing that shirt.
Supa Nitro.
That's
yes.
Right.
Now, Steamboat, I need you to dance with it. All right.
I
need you to dance with it.
Feeling.
So good today. Yes. So I'm making new T-shirt merch, being that the Brooklyn Dynasty is no longer.
That's like, so, I'm gonna be wearing your shirt at KCON. I'm gonna be wearing your shirt at the K-pop convention, bro. That's where everybody's gonna be like, let me tell you about Supa Nitro over here. I'm dancing to this Korean pop song, but let me tell you about a wrestler.
That's dope. I can't wait. So yes, I'm going to create a new shirt. New host shirt. Of course, I have other ones. I will put orders on that as well. But the new shirt, because it's literally bringing my new the new addition to life. My new energy of Supa Nitro to life. So I will, when I get that, I will be, again, when that comes out, I'll be mailing it to you, of course, once you send everything.
Oh man, I love it. Appreciate you very much. Thank you very much, definitely. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank Mr. Supa Nitro for joining us this evening. We had a wonderful time. I love it. Make sure you guys follow this man. And if you promoters out there, especially you, Jeremy, Dustin, I'll be calling you. I'll be messaging you about Supa Nitro. So
get on that phone.
I need to get on that phone so you can talk to them. So book this man. If you're any promoters out there, you see this, book this man. This man is awesome. You have to see his phenomenal work that he does, and believe me, you will not be disappointed. That's why he is Supa Nitro. So
with the quick feet that's hard to beat, the warrior. Supa Nitro.
That's right.
Let's go.
That's right. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much, Super. I'm the host of Devious One Ivan C. Here with Matthew Steamboat, saying to you guys goodbye, good evening, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Again, fellas. Thank you so much. Thank you.